What's up guys, Braden here with SuperATV, and today we're going to walk you through everything you need to do to install SuperATV's 3-inch spacer lift on this Polaris Xpedition. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and remove your wheels and tires from your machine. It's going to be a 19mm socket. So on the front shock, what you're going to do is come to the lower shock bolt, go ahead and remove that. And you're going to go to the upper shock bolt, remove that hardware as well. Then you would remove your shock from the machine. Once you've removed your shock from the machine, you're going to want to compress your spring using a spring compressor. You're going to remove the lower spring or the primary spring. And then you're going to install your front spring spacer. So there's two different kinds of spring spacers in this kit. You're going to see one that doesn't have the lip and then one that does have the lip here. So this is going to sit just like so. You're going to have your crossover piece on your shock here. What you're going to do is install this spacer directly to the crossover, and then the lower or the primary spring is going to slip around this machine surface here. So once you put your shock in the spring compressor here, you compress your primary spring, which is going to be the lower spring if you're looking at it here. You're going to remove this retainer. Once that retainer is removed, you remove only the primary spring, the big spring here. You're still going to have this crossover piece. So then you're going to grab your spring spacer for the front. This spacer is going to slide right onto this black crossover piece here. It would install just like so. And then you're going to take your primary spring. It's going to slide over this portion here, compress the spring back, and reinstall your retainer. And then you're ready to reinstall your shock to your machine. So moving on to the rear removal of the shock is pretty similar, but there's one extra step. So this is going to be your knuckle. This portion here that your wheel bearing is pressed into, that's called the knuckle. You have an upper A-arm bolt that goes through the knuckle here. You're going to want to firstly remove that bolt. So once you remove this bolt from the knuckle, the upper arm can move up and down. You want to come down here to the lower shock bolt, go ahead and remove that. And then one thing to keep in mind on all of the Xpeditions, you want to let these things cool down before you try to remove the shock on the passenger side. As you can see, this exhaust runs right through here, and this upper shock bolt is, kind of a bear to get to in a way. You're going to have to use some wrenches, maybe a short socket on a ratchet, but you'd remove that upper hardware, then raise the arm up, the upper arm up, slide your shock down out of the way, and then we're going to grab our spring spacer. Same process for removal of the spring. You're going to want to compress the spring, remove the retainer, take the primary spring off, and then our crossover here, our spacer is going to slide right here up against this crossover. We'd reinstall our primary spring and our retainer, and then reinstall the shock to the machine. All right guys, so that's all there is to it to install SuperATV's 3-inch lift kit on this Polaris Xpedition. For more information on how to remove your spring from your shock, be sure to pop over to our YouTube page for our educational video on that. While you're there, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.